Hello and welcome back to Factorio. We are in Exotic Industries and I am in a spotted boulder. So a few things have happened in between episodes. The first thing is I went round and I said hello to various neighbours, but this has been somewhat ineffective. We are still getting attacks, and what's happening is each time I push the bugs back, it results in a lot of trees being end-of-lifed, and that results in the pollution cloud growing, which pollutes new nests. The solution to this is artillery, but I don't know where artillery is in the... don't know where artillery is in our tech tree. Okay, so it looks like artillery is achievable. There. Okay, so I'm going to work towards artillery because at that point we can put down something that looks a bit like defences. Keep the nests out of range and stop them respawning. Because the issue is twofold. We're getting nests spawning close, and then our pollution cloud is expanding, which is polluting new nests. So I think artillery is the way forward. Next problem, plastic. We don't have any because we don't have the petroleum. And we don't have the petroleum because we're maxed out on crude oil. Now I'm hoping to be able to put some speed modules in here, but this is the only petroleum we have at the moment. There's a patch down here and a patch over here. But again, both of those really require some sort of acquisition and defense to get. So I don't think we're doing that right now. Other things we've done. So I now have a blueprint book. It contains the production cell, a north-south edge, an east-west edge, a cell which is entirely water in the middle, a cell which is just the infrastructure with landfill so that we can stamp it down over water, and the old cell, which I'm starting to think about retiring actually. I think I'm going to move this out of this blueprint book and just into its own. Yeah, we don't need that anymore. So what that allows me to do is this sort of thing where I've put down a grid line over water. So this is just the minimum infrastructure. And then, for example, this grid here, it's a useless shape. So I can do the land... Sorry. I could do the water fill to totally empty it. I've confused myself. I did have... whoops. I did have a cell which had landfill all the way through the centre. So I think perhaps I ought to have another look at that. Let's just landfill that in. Okay, so I'm going to have a look at making that missing landfill cell, the one where the whole middle of the blueprint is landfill. So that's where we are. So plastic is a problem for which we need more petroleum. We have issues with power, which means nuclear power. So I think what I'd like to look at now is nuclear power. I've set the base off to prettify all the cells, and it's doing a fairly good job. A couple of them I just designed in ways that weren't compatible with prettifying, but there you are. Right, we're going to start with a single nuclear reactor, and I honestly have no idea about ratios, because the ratios in this mod are apparently different. Oh, I've made far too many of those. Steam turbine less than 100. Okay, no, that's not too bad, is it? So let's take 20 of those, because I'm not quite sure how many we need. And let's take 50 of those. Again, I'm not quite sure how many we need. And let's take that. Alright, so this is possibly what we need for a nuclear power plant. I'm also going to take tanks. I'm not quite sure how many tanks I may need, or if I need any, but we'll give it a go. I'm really low on uranium at the moment. So yeah, I have 26 shiny rocks, which probably won't keep a power plant running at full capacity for very long, but it's good enough to get something started. So let's come down here. We're going to design it on one of these cells and then possibly move it into one of these. Let's grab some fish. They may be useful. Nom 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 nom. Don't really like the idea of land filling over fish if we can avoid it. Alright. So, a nuclear reactor. Let's put it down. So this takes nuclear fuel. So 235 fuel rod. And then there's two other fuel rods, but I'm assuming we do the 235 currently. Then this will produce... It consumes 100 megawatt. Efficiency 200%. Output 200 megawatt. Okay, so you have to power it to run it. And we get out... So it's worth 100 megawatt. Okay. So that must be the heat. And then if I put down some heat exchangers, max consumption 10. 110. So consumes 100, output 200 megawatt. So if this consumes 10, this puts out 200. Then I need 20 of these, yeah? So that's 5. I'm just trying to do the sums. I'm just visually mapping out. So that would be 20 of these guys for one reactor. I've got no idea if max rate calculator actually works for this. We will give it a go. I realise they're not all down. Okay, so this is saying we're 150 megawatt shy. Okay, so one of these produces 200 megawatt. This consumes 200. Okay, so I've doubled these. That's my mistake. Okay. And then turbines. Right, so I think we can... Each of these outputs how much steam? 103 steam per second, and these consume how much steam? 60. Okay, so it's not quite 2. So we're going to do what I normally do, which is the simple 2-to-1 ratio. Okay. It may not be the best choice here because of fitting it in. Because I need 4 of these stamps. Okay. Let's put that back down. Good. Okay, let's double check how much steam this produces. This produces 223.7k of steam. So 223 is what we're aiming for. One of these consumes 3. Yeah, sorry. 123,000. This consumes 3,000. So 40 of these would be 144, which is too much. 38 is 136. 36 is 129. We're aiming for 123. So 36 would do it. Now I don't think this is going to actually save us any space by the time we've added in pipes to route it all. Okay, how else can we do this? Because let's go back a couple of pastes here. We could do this in a strip of 3. Okay, so that sort of works. But this is only half what we need. Grab that. So we need a second one here. And then I don't know if heat pipe actually travels... it does travel across road. Okay. So that's nice to know. The other option would be to remove the division between 2 of these and to actually place it down across 2 cells. Or I quite like the idea of placing it down across 2 cells. It's just I'm not so keen on breaking my road design, but maybe it's a necessary evil. Alright, let's take this. If this was sideways like that, can I can't get 2 of these in a single cell, can I? I can. Okay, that's starting to look better. So this should be the entire power generation we need. Then I can run heat pipe all the way. This can come down 1. Okay, but this is not going to work very well because we don't have anywhere for the electricity cabling. It's always something, isn't it? Let's have another look at this. So if we had... So these easily fit across the top. But then we need something along the bottom for these ones. Okay, take that away. Let's grab this again. This is proper bot abuse by this point. Okay, and we can't fit it that way because the furniture at the top and bottom of the production cell get in the way. Oh, this beeping's annoying me. We're losing our coal. I'm going to have to go deal with that. It may be time to diversify our defences. Whoop. Yes, it definitely is. Okay. That's unacceptable. We can't have you doing things like that. It's just not on. Okay, let's go back to the map and pick up. Alright, so the first thing we can do is wall some stuff off. Okay, and let's come back this way. I know I'm walling off with ghosts, but hopefully this is within construction range. No, it's not. Okay. So it's going to need to be within construction range. Yep, let's add a second port there. Okay, then we definitely need this to have much better defenses. Okay, so these are, we can feed these with requester chests, I guess. Let's go grab a requester chest blueprint. I wasn't intending to do this. Alright, so this needs an arm, it doesn't need a fast arm. Good. And for now, I think I want to use non-explosive rounds because I don't like the idea of this doing significant friendly fire damage. Alright, so then I think we also need a requester chest for gun ammo. Let's put this down. We'll power the whole thing up with a substation because they are less likely to go wrong. Whoops, come back here. There we go. Then, can I craft any of these requester chests? 2. Okay, that would be enough to get the blueprint down. Good. So this is going to request cannon shells. And it's going to request 200 is stupid. 10. Good. More damage. Ah. And then this is going to request red ammo. Okay, and then I want essentially the same arrangement here. Well, that fitted in really nice. And I want to copy this request to there and there. And then I need to be here to... Good. And we're just going to have to hope that this arrangement holds. Because I don't see any way that I can force it to. Right. Are we out of production? Yes, we are. What is wrong? It's going to be the plastic again. Right. I think this is important enough that I'm going to manually grab some of our roboports. So that's 3. Is that enough? Yeah, so I'm admitting defeat with the strategy of pushing. We can't push anymore. It's just not working. We're going to have to do something a bit more proactive. Okay, but I can feed these. And let's find out what's going wrong with the purple boxes. It's probably steel. It's usually steel, but we'll find out. Okay, so let's head back. Purple boxes are here. No, there's plenty in storage. It's, I think it's a robots issue. Yeah, all the construction bots are doing something. Okay, we are putting construction bots into the network here. Total construction bots is T, available is Z. And this is limited on T is less than 500. So I think what I want to do is Z is less than 20, which means that it's going to put construction bots into the network if less than 20 of them are available. But in the meantime, I can grab some of those and go put them down by hand. At least it's a lot quicker to run around the base now. Okay, so all these requests are here now. So that's requesting 10, 10, 10. Good. This is requesting 200 red ammo. So this should be enough. Yeah, it should be sufficient now to hold that edge. Could have been really nasty, couldn't it, if I'd not been there? Alright, just run all the way back. Thank you, autosave. Alright. So before we were so rudely interrupted... I'm just trying to think of other ways we can do this. Alright, I'm going to stamp it down one last time because I just want to look at the rates. Just to make sure... to see what we could snip off from the build without killing the build. Right, I think I have most of the things for this in my inventory, but it's deciding not to build it. Don't need those. Don't need those engines or that coke. Definitely don't need wafers or that wire. I'm getting past the point where I do any personal crafting. Don't need a logistics bot. Heat exchangers can go, as can heat pipes. Yeah, what I want to do is get this built, then I'm going to take away some of the turbines and see just how many we can get rid of in practice while still keeping the ratios correct. Because then I might add in some extra pipe and it might fit us within the footprint. Okay, so it reckons we are two boilers out. Let's try again. Okay, now we're one boiler out. And that's probably slightly the other way. Yeah. Alright, so let's double check this. So this is 20 and 35. Yeah, so that's as close as we're going to get it. So let's have a look. That's 5 we've taken away. Okay, so that gives us some room to maneuver. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that room. Okay, the first thing I can do is okay, so if we imagine that we join them all up, I can take away another 2 and still be at the right ratio. Okay, so if we had... One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then these could be undergrounded. So now this build has power, which is a big improvement. The last issue is getting the pipe past the roboport. I can lose one of these. Still can't get through that gap. Okay, can we do it a more clever way? So that does do it. Yeah, so that's all the turbines we need for this reactor. Can we fit the reactor in anywhere? No, it really doesn't fit, does it? Okay. So I guess the reactor goes into its own square. Okay, and then we've got one other problem, which is water for this. So how much water is this going to consume? So one of these rows consumes 61k of water, and a water pump. Let's find a water pump. Produces 72k. Okay, so two of these. For these two, that works out. Okay, I'm just double checking if we have a tile this side, but we don't. Oops, wrong place. Okay, so that's the water for those. That's the heat pipe. Just bring it down for neatness sake. And then I have to wonder if I'm just doing this in a stupid way. But I think for now, the important thing is that we have nuclear power. Okay, and this requires a uranium-235 fuel rod. So let's find out what that is. So that's a 235 fuel rod, ceramic lead, 235, 238. Okay. So this could be directly inserted. So I need a lead plate machine. Maybe we make this into the cell which deals with everything. And then after it's burnt, presumably we get a spent fuel rod of some sort. Okay. So this can be the lead plate. And again, we'll yeah, that'll do for now. And then I don't know if I want to bring these in by truck or by logistics bot. I think I like the idea of bringing them in by logistics bot because they're relatively small volume items. And I want to make very few of these. Okay. So then the next thing, I want to have a tank. Let's put it there. Good. So this is going to be a steam tank. Then I'm going to wire the steam tank, which is something I really just never do normally, to this here. So this has a capacity of 25,000. Okay, so I'm going to enable this when steam is less than 20,000. Okay, so if the steam gets higher than 20,000, we're going to stop inserting fuel cells. Alright, so this has some lead plate on the way. I don't think we want to be requesting lead plate, do we? We want the lead plate to be coming in here. That's lead ingots, that's a much better thing. And then why are these not being made? So why are we not making some... Yeah, I'm not sure why we're not getting the final bit of heat pipe. Okay, so the uranium-235 and 238 don't appear to be in the network. I don't want to move them around by truck at this point. I think that's asking for trouble. So what I'm going to do is take one of these. We're out of steel, that's why the factory is grinding to a halt. Right. So let's head over to the nuclear build. And we are going to allow it to export one stack of each. We are going to put back a roboport. There. And these should be capped to a single stack. If they're not, then I've made a mistake and I guess somebody will shoot me. Let's figure out what's wrong with steel. So there's no steel because there's no iron. There is no iron because there's no iron chunks. There are no iron chunks because we have mined out our iron. Okay, so then why is this not working? Okay, it is working. I'm just having a look around at other places which use the iron. This is down... Okay, this is running at full speed and only has 100 in it. So that's the problem. If we head back to here... This is now producing again. Okay, so it's a trucks problem. 2 trucks should help. It's just bottleneck after bottleneck at the moment. Let's have a look where the roboports are. Where's the machine that makes roboports? I wish there was a toggle to hide bots. Okay, so this is short on red circuits, which is our plastic problem. So let's just double check we're not doing something stupid. Yeah, it's the plastic problem. So let's grab all of that, which isn't very much, admittedly. There we go. I'm going to see if I can handcraft the roboport we need. Can I make a roboport yet? There. So I need 45 and then a bit of concrete. We can do concrete. The concrete is brought in one of these boxes. There. Good. So I can make a roboport and put it down over here. Good, and then put another one here. Okay, problem solved. So now there should be some incoming bots. There is indeed an incoming bot. Okay, so then if we head over to the nuclear reactor, all the way down here, we should get to the point where we've got incoming. So deliveries 20 and 2, requests 20 and 2. That sounds perfect to me. That will get built. Now we need to figure out what's going on with this missing heat pipe, because that's going to become a problem quite soon. So I need low capacity heat pipe to make this. And to make the low capacity heat pipe, I need iron ingots. That's what I'm missing. Okay. Okay, so I can make one of these. Okay, and then it's steel beams is the next problem. So let's go see if I can find steel. Can I even remember where the steel build is? Yeah, here it is. Okay. I don't need very many of these. I just definitely need them. Okay. Let's do 2 more. This is crafting. So I'm quite pleased about that. Good. The heat pipe's now connected. We are still getting lots of annoyances from the neighbours. And I'm not totally happy with this build, but it's going to do for now. I can imagine having essentially this, like that, on the other side. And then possibly one up and one down. I think if we shuffle things around, we can fit 4 reactors from a common core. Anybody who's in the teaching professions, please don't listen to common core and think I mean anything by it. Okay, this is heating up. And I guess we will find out in a minute what the spent rod is. Spent result is a 235 used fuel rod. Okay, and I don't know what we do with a 235 used fuel rod. Okay, used 235 fuel rod. Okay, there's some kind of recycling process involving nitric acid. Okay, so I think for now we dump these into a warehouse. And I have no idea. Let's put it into just a container for now. But later on we might need to put it into something a bit more voluminous. Okay, so this is up to temperature. We have some warm... Yep. What do these need to get up to? They need to get up to 500 to operate. So this is at 380. It's climbing. 400. I saw a puff of smoke. Okay, we are getting there. 420. Yes, I am literally counting numbers now. 430. 450. Another puff of smoke. 470. 80. 90. Life. That's amazing. We have nuclear power. We have green power. Our power is green for the first time in the game. It's sustainably green for the first time in the game. Oh, I am so pleased. This is a weight off my shoulders. Okay, so we're just starting to creep up in the amount of the power that we're making with our steam turbines. But we are quids in, aren't we? We're absolutely there. We can stop worrying about power consumption. for quite a while. And for now, I'm just going to ignore how this whole process works. It will do. Brilliant. Alright, so I guess the downside is we may end up in a situation where we've burnt through all our uranium. So it'll become quite important quite soon to find a second uranium patch. There's one over there. Okay. So this uranium is going to be really important to get, along with this crude oil, as our next targets. But let's have a quick look at the refinery. Okay, the refinery is now working really nicely. We have 8k of petroleum there, so it's the petroleum out to the network which is really low. And these are running at full speed, so there's just no way around this now. However, I can stop burning it off. So let's just take that bit of pipe away, because we can rely on nuclear. And the other thing is I want to have a look. Okay, so these are still going. So I need something which disables... it's not going very fast, actually. This may well have stopped, for all practical purposes, burning. Yeah, I think this is stopping burning as this is taking over. Okay. One last look at our electricity production. Okay, so we're now producing the... Are we producing... I'm a bit confused by this chart. As far as I can tell, these are all producing steam. Okay, but we have produced all the steam we need now. Okay, I'm going to wire these 3 chests together. Alright. And then, oh, had I never wired... I might not have wired... That's better. Okay. So this is now disabled because I've actually wired the inserter correctly. That will do, won't it? So we've got plenty of steam buffer. Yeah, we've got plenty of steam buffer for the overshoot as we've inserted loads of fuel cells in that we don't need. We now have, in effect, unlimited power. And that's it. I'm going to call this a good one. So next time we need to look at plastic, because that's our big problem. That's holding absolutely everything up. And there's 2 approaches to that. One is we need to be smarter with petroleum. The other is we need to acquire more petroleum. The third way is there's actually several plastic recipes. There is this recipe that just takes coal. There's one that takes benzol. And then there's another one that perhaps happens in a refinery. I'm not sure. No, I actually don't know how it happens. So we'll have to have a look to see which of these recipes is more efficient, because we might be able to get 2 or 3, 4 times as much petroleum out of the same thing with no more inputs. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. We made a nuclear reactor. I'm pretty stoked about that. If you're enjoying this, please like, subscribe and tell your friends. And hurry back for more excitement, where we will be able to tick off things like nuclear power plants off our to-do list. Bye-bye.